the mic wasn't on.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can hear us. Okay, good evening everyone. It's lovely to meet you all in the serendipitous occasion. I will be evaluating Toastmaster Series L1P2, which is the right, speech, and purpose. I will simply be evaluating her on how well she can deliver this and how well she stays history. That's it.
Art of leadership, harnessing emotional intelligence. Toastmaster series, art of leadership, harnessing emotional intelligence.
Good evening, everyone. So I'm here today to give my L1P2 speech. My name is Siri. So when we think of effective leadership, we often think about skills such as decision making or like uh, coding skills or maybe strategic thinking or planning like that. But often we overlook an important or crucial component, which is emotional intelligence or EQ. Um, Raise your hands if you have ever come across a person who has the technical skills but often cannot make that emotional connect with their team members. So this stems from the lack of emotional intelligence. So, how many of you have heard about Daniel Goleman? Please raise your hands. So, for those of you who don't know, Daniel Goleman is a famous American psychologist who introduced the concept of emotional intelligence and also termed 5 important key concepts, which is self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and finally social skills. So all these 5 components together will help a person to become a good leader. So first of all, let's define what emotional intelligence is. Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand and regulate your own emotions as well as influence someone else's. So first, let's look into self-awareness and self-regulation. Self-awareness is being aware of your own emotions and being able to control them and direct your emotions towards uh, uh, towards a good cause or being I'm getting the word. Taking advantage of those emotions and doing something good. Um, Raise your hand if you have felt that you are truly understood by a leader when you're working on something. Truly heard or truly understood. That mostly comes from that high emotional intelligence. And now self-realization. It's basically directing your negative thoughts towards something positive and being able to make sure it impacts your work in a good way. There might be many times when you were stressed, but you didn't realize it until it affected your work in a negative way. That is mostly because you weren't able to regulate your emotions. That is another key concept when it comes to emotional intelligence, and that is something that is very important to make sure that you can um, affect your work in a positive way, impact your work in a positive way. And then comes motivation. Leaders who are have high emotional intelligence tend to be very encouraging and tend to work beyond their ability. And oftentimes also encourage their teammates to go that extra mile. Again, raise your hands if you ever met some person like that. That's encouraged to go that extra mile, do that extra thing to improve your work. That again comes from emotional intelligence. And then we have empathy. Empathy is basically your ability to understand and recognize someone else's emotions. When it comes to empathy, an empathic leader usually builds strong relations, and based on these relationships, the teamwork improves. So it is very important to have an empathetic leader to ensure that our team flourishes as a whole. And then we have finally social skills. A leader who has strong social skills is good at communication, resolving issues, and also building connections. So a person who has all of these qualities not only builds a good team but also helps in other people to thrive and also and helps other team members to become better, to become a better version of themselves. So I would like to conclude by saying that emotional intelligence is just not a nice to have, but it's a must have to have effective leadership qualities. It does not only improve a person as a leader, but also improves the outcomes for other people and also helps in creating a good and uh, good team and a healthy environment.
Thank you, Sydney. Next will be Toastmaster Kalyani. She is being evaluated by Toastmasters.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Roshni and I will be Toastmaster Kalyani's individual evaluator. The project and level that Toastmaster Kalyani is going to be doing is the level 1 project 3, which focuses on delivering a speech with good vocal variety and body language. So this speech, I will be judging her on how well she can communicate with just her body language and vocal variety, how you can convey different things, whether be it without using words. I mean, I will be looking at your speech as well, and that is an important factor. So, all the best for any over to Nadella.
Inner voice. Toastmaster Kalyani. Toastmaster Kalyani, inner voice.
So, as I walked onto the stage just a second back to deliver my L1P3 so-called inner voice, the voice inside me kept on saying, "You're going to do great, don't stress out." I know it's not only my inner voice that keeps on saying this. I know each and every one of you, or at least most of you, have an inner voice. Sometimes it goes on saying, "You're going to ace that test," and sometimes you're going to fail the test for sure, damn sure. So, if we take a live instance from this meeting room, as the case for our grammarian, his inner voice would be, "That's good sentence structure," or "That's very bad grammatical usage. Where did you read that from?" So, or if we take an instance of our timer, the inner voice would be, "Is it time for me to show my green card?" Or sometimes she's going to get herself time disqualified at this rate. Well, these are just a few instances from this meeting room. If I keep on saying of what's going on each and every day's mind, it will take me a whole day precisely. Well, so for those who don't know what exactly an inner voice is, an inner voice is when you have a conversation with yourself in your head. Well, approximately only 30 to 50% of the population experiences this. So, to my respected audience, if you guys have a personal commentator with you, consider yourselves lucky. And what is the secret of tuning in to your inner voice? Well, if you have a heart filled with gratitude and a balanced mind, then your inner voice becomes loud and clear. Well, for each and every one of you, has it ever reached a state that your inner voice starts conversing with you and they motivate you? The inner voice motivates you a bit too much, or it demotivates you a bit too much, and it messes up of whatever you were doing. Anybody? Has it reached that state? Yes, if you have. So, as for me, I have had many instances like that. But I would like to narrate one such instance. It happened to me during my 9th grade mathematics periodical assessment. Well, as any other 9th grade student, I struggled with maths a bit. But due to my love towards the subject, I took that little extra hard work and that little extra effort. I woke up early, which is a very rare thing. I did extra questions from my textbook and did extra sums from the ever-dreaded book. I know it's a nightmare for all of you. Who all knows R.V. Sharma? Okay, I probably believe it's a nightmare for everybody sitting up here. So, I did this constantly for a week in such a way that my mom and sister got a shocker for their entire life. They still have to tell me, you prepared so well for the exam. What happened? Well, coming back to that, a week passed, and it was finally the dreaded day, the day for my mathematics periodic assessment. Well, as it was a periodic assessment, it was scheduled during the class hours. And this exam specifically was scheduled after the lunch hours. Well, if this was any other subject, I would have said it's a very bad time because after the lunch hours, all of us feel sleepy and very tired. I know all of us have experienced this even during our college classes, let alone an exam. Well, probably due to my overconfidence that I prepared too well, I wasn't sleepy at all. I was waiting to get the question paper in my hand to attend the questions and come out of the exam hall with flying colors. And finally, after lunch break, I went into the exam hall, got my question paper, went through it thoroughly, and realized I prepared so well that I knew all the questions. Before continuing with what happened in the exam hall, I have a question to all the Disney enthusiasts here who all have watched the movie Moana. Okay, thank God, a lot of people have watched it. So, there is this instance where Moana whispers into Maui's ears, trying to imitate his inner voice. She praises him the same way the people used to praise him in the olden days for whatever bravery he used to do. But as for Moana, she did this to complete her mission. And indeed, she completed her mission. But that was not my case. So coming back to what happened in the example. My inner voice started praising me a bit too much. A lot. In such a way that I knew all the answers to all the questions given, that I had an imaginary medal ceremony moment in my mind. I was being thrown in the air. When I think about it now, it's pretty embarrassing because it was just a random periodic assessment. But probably because of the overconfidence I had, I probably thought this way. And the aftermath wasn't that great. I just scored a bare minimum of 20 or 23 out of 25, which is good for me, which may sound good to all of you guys too. But according to my mom, it was an average grade. My bad. So I guess the lesson of the day is don't let your inner voice fool yourself. Thank you.
That's all for the prepared speakers. Let's move on to the evaluation session. Okay, we have a table talk.
So, if any of you have been regular to the meetings, you know these are repeat topics. But we decided that we'll have a table topic session like a minute ago. So, do you guys want funny topics or more intellectual topics or Calvin? Okay. Any volunteers? No, I'm not going to call you anything. Fine, go ahead. If you wake up in a grayscale world, what is the object that you would miss having color the most?
Yes.
If you wake up in a grayscale world, what is the object that you would miss having color the most?
So color, right? It's not really something people imagine themselves living without.
in a world where color is the most common thing you see in your life, which if it's not, well, I hope you get your eyes checked out. So without color, right, there would be a lot of, it would be a very weird world to wake up in. One night I go to sleep seeing color. Next thing I'm just living in one of those 90s old films. I'm just seeing everything in black and white. Next thing you know, I'm just mouthing words and then words appear on a screen. You never know. If now here's the real part. What would I miss having color? What would I miss having color? Is everything not? I assume I can't say everything as answer to that question. I would assume it to be. I would assume it to be nature because hear me out. I spend so much time inside a room that when I go outside and see the greenery, I'm like, oh, that's nice. I should see it more often. And if it was black and white, let's be real, would I really step outside my room? No. I would have just head back inside, gone back to sleep. Same thing. So yeah, if I had to choose something to have color again, I would have chosen it.
Possibility. A talking giraffe has stolen your luggage and will only return it if you go on a date with it. What will you choose? Yes. A talking giraffe has stolen your luggage and will only return it if you go on a date with it. What will you choose?
Very topical. Yeah, giraffe. How do I reserve a giraffe? I mean, think about it. Talking giraffe has stolen my luggage and I have to go on a date with this so I get my luggage back. My first response would be like, please take the luggage. I don't, it's not worth it. But if I had to, if I was, if something really important was there in that luggage, my first reaction would be to do this, but the giraffe's neck is too tall. Mm, what else would I do? I would sweet talk the giraffe. I would say, what's your favorite place to eat? We have a lot of things not in common. What's your favorite color? Green. We have a lot in common. What else? I would tell the giraffe, I like eating plants too. I let's go sightseeing. Let's look at some tall shrubs. What else? What else? Mm, no, when we would be looking into the sunset and we were discussing about our marriage and how we would be getting married, I would reach back, steal the luggage.
See, most people struggle with figuring out real human beings and growth management rather manage in like a split second. Okay. Any volunteers? You are stuck in an abandoned parking lot with a scared, crying baby. How would you console it? You cannot kill the baby. You have to kill the baby. Because Toastmaster Aishwarya elected to kill the baby. So you are not allowed to kill the baby. Okay. You are stuck in an abandoned parking lot with a scared, crying baby. How would you console it? You are not allowed to kill the baby. The baby has to be alive again.
Yeah, add a disclaimer, we do not advocate child abuse.
Um, Thanks for the very good topic. I would try to get chocolates for the baby, okay, and uh, maybe try to tell a story. And what else? I will not kill the baby, okay. Maybe try to find, couldn't tell the age, so maybe I'll try to ask them. Nowadays, parents are educating their children with their phone number. Try asking their phone number, try contacting their parents, and maybe to the nearby police station, take the child, hand over to them. Thank you.
Thank you for the very sensible answer. I think because we were trained with the earlier answer, we didn't think about the phone number and all. Sensitive. There are sensitive people left over. Any other volunteers? Okay. So, if you were transported to the past and to a situation that you felt very awkward in, how would you deal with that? What is the situation and how would you deal?
Good evening, everyone. I am the Toastmaster Amrita. If some of you don't know me, because I am a relatively fresh member in Amrita Toastmasters Club. So coming to the topic, to be honest, when I was sitting there, I was thinking of what to give as a topic for my icebreaker in my oncoming session. And I got this embarrassing moment in my fourth grade that came to my mind all of a sudden, out of nowhere. So I would like to give the answer here, even though I lost the topic for my icebreaker. Never mind. So the thing was, I was writing an exam. I wrote it so well. I wrote all the answers. I filled literally 6 pages writing answers. I was so satisfied with myself. I was like, Amma, the exam was so good. I'm going to get 45 above at least out of 50. And then the day came when I had to receive the answers from my teacher. Even before she gave me the paper, she raised a ruler in hand and she was like, give me your hand. I was like, Ma'am, why do you want to pinch me? Shall I just see my marks? I saw my marks, it was something around 46, 47, I don't remember. But even then she said, give me your hand, I need to give you one. Even before I give you my paper. So I was like, okay. I went back to my place, I opened my sheet, and guess what I saw in the paper? I did it one side perfectly and the other side the opposite way. Instead of turning the pages this way, I turned it all around. So, and that was not just one page, the whole of the answer sheet was done in that way. Leave that alone. I was like, okay, next time we'll start it out. The next exam, same teacher, same subject, and only in that subject. No other subject did I do such a mistake ever in my life. The next exam, again. This time she didn't meet me in class, she took me alone to the staff room. And it's like, yes ma'am, what is it? Should I do something for lesson day tomorrow? No, this is your answer sheet. Please take it. It's like, again, upside down papers and all the whole of the answer sheet just like this. From then on, I have made it a point, even now, even in college exams, I take a page, I fold it, I see if the handwriting is perfectly matching. Only then I start writing it. That's the most embarrassing moment I've had. Thank you so much.
You have given me a new fear while I write it down. Okay, now I should be people. Yes, Avira. Meet yourself 10 years in the past. What would you talk to younger you about?
Okay, hi everyone, I am Abhiram. This is my first meeting. So, my topic is I am meeting myself at 10 years ago. Yeah, at 10 years, I was like before 10 years, I got an injury, like for my fingers. Exact, I think I am in my 5th or 6th class. So, I was in a bed rest for like 2-3 months. And I was not able to do any work. And also, I was like, it's a medical treatment everything. Like for 2-3 months, I need to be only in bed rest and go to the appointment and again come back. It will be like 2 to 3 days every day. So at last, after the 3 months treatment, I was joined to another school again. I quit the same school and joined another school. So in this other school, I don't have like any friends, but my neighbor who is I'm like 6 plus and he's like 12 plus. I don't know any one of them, and I used to go to him in the like PT period, which is called as like games period or something, and play with him. And my classmates like used to see me like this guy doesn't have any friends and all. But at later, like after 1 month or 2 months, my class teacher came to me and asked me like, oh, "What's your problem? You don't have any friends." Uh, uh, I, uh, I mean like, I had an injury like in 2 3 months, and I didn't contact like, any one of my friends. So it was like somewhat like inconvenient to talk with my friends. So yeah, like if I would have been met with my 10-year-old again, I might like advise him to be like friends with him.
Thank you for sharing your story, Amrita. Now I'd like to call upon Roshni. It's a bit of a long one, so listen carefully. There's a staircase. If you climb up the staircase, you will meet your worst enemy who will quiz you on the subject you hate and slap you if you get it wrong. If you climb down, you will meet your crush who will talk about how much they hate you. Would you climb up or down? You can't stay in the same place. You have to go up or down. What do you do? If you climb down, you will meet your crush who will tell you how much they hate you.
And if he climbs up,
If you climb up, you will meet your worst enemy who will ask you questions on the subject you hate the most and slap you if you get an answer wrong.
Thank you, Toastmasters, but yeah, I never forget this. Okay. How many of you prefer to get slapped instead of getting hate from your crush? Just now, right now when we are coming back, when myself and Arya are coming back from IT canteen, we are talking about this, about some questions. Yeah, and I just told him that I just want to be away from my crush. Because when I leave my crush, I cannot behave myself. Behave myself, what I mean is, I cannot be myself. So I would rather prefer to take the upstairs. So when he said upstairs, first I thought about the Hogwarts staircase. Okay? If it was Hogwarts staircase, it would rotate somewhere else and reach somewhere else. It would be fine. But okay, this is not Hogwarts staircase. So I have to take the upstairs, go to the teacher, and is it the teacher or the enemy? Okay, the teacher is the enemy. I would meet the teacher. He would ask me any question. Uh, yes, and convey the answer, which I will, I'm sure. If I don't, I'll get a slap. It's fine. It's fine that we other opportunities. Thank you.
So the last time I asked this question, it was guest cover, I'm not sure if anyone remembers. His answer was that he'd go down and listen to his crush say he hates him because he can get a new crush anytime soon. But if he goes up and gets stabbed, which he will, his mom is not there to apply appointment. Not appointment, appointment. So this is a topic that I've been thinking about randomly. Guest side, select. You are vacating the place you are living in and you are not allowed to carry anything besides three things. What three things would you pick? Ignoring the utility value, you don't have to be practical. Like for sentimental value, what three things would you
If I'm vacating a place, like the place would be really uh, memorable to me. So I would like to pick the photos which were really memorable to me. So like when I go to the new place, it will be very refreshing for me to see the old photos where I spent my whole life. And second, I would like to pick photos is one and can't get something very quick. in his photos. What if it will speak? Maybe, yeah, obviously. The phone is a primary thing, so forgetting the phone is really uh, problematic. So, phone is primary. So like I have a younger brother, so he's very small. So forgetting him, I would probably forget my mom or something. So yeah, these are the three things.
Thank you so much for that attempt. This is not an easy question to answer on the spot. Like, how you're going to leave your life behind, what do you want to say? But you managed to come up with a thoughtful answer. One last topic. Is anyone ready? Quick. Profit business.
Profit business.
Okay,
One, two, three, shoot. One, two, three, shoot.
who will in charge of planning an ATC reunion after 10 years? How would you do? Yes. Good evening, everyone. I'm Veda. After 10 years, if I would to be hosting a reunion for this very club, first of all, we would be 30 years old. I feel like I would not be willing to see a few faces when they're old because come on, you're old, okay, let's get it. Secondly, if I had to plan it, even though I had such constraints, I would probably organize a few healthy food to eat, you know. For example, I would have like probably like vegetarian food and salads and all that because I mean again with 30 years old. Okay, with 30 years old. Also, I would encourage everyone to attend the reunion. At the same time, I may not want, let's say, a few people to attend this reunion because come on, you're old again, okay? So that is it from my side. Thank you. Thank you so much, Suvendra. See, I won't tell this lady you still want to see my beautiful face. Come on. So, thank you. I hope you all had fun with that impromptu table talking session. I would now like to pass over control to the gender evaluation. Thank you, Roshni, for the last minute fun table talking session. Let's start with the evaluations. First is Toastmaster Raj. So good evening everyone once again. So today Toastmaster Himanshu had presented his speech which was titled Embrace the Challenges Beyond Your Comfort Zone. So he presented a very relatable speech that I believe that many of us would have felt like, oh yeah, I've been in that situation so many times. And he has also told us how he overcame his challenges to come out of his comfort zone. So good job on that. Coming to the speech, coming to my evaluation, since it was more of a motivational speech, the vocal variety and body language used in the speech were adequate enough for the speech, but however, it would be better if we added more elements like humor or more of audience interaction so that it would be better to judge the vocal variety even more, but body language was sufficient. Some of the good things that I really enjoyed about this Hosting Marshall's speech was one, this phrase kind of a thing where he told intoxicated in my comfort zone, which is quite relatable actually because we always felt that we are being intoxicated in our own comfort zones when we are in our comfort zone. So that was a very smart word, a smart phrase to use in a speech. Some suggestions that I would give to Toastmaster Himanshu is first thing eye contact. I noticed that eye contact was used, but again
Again, it was go to the empty places rather than where people were there. So it would be better if he maintained eye contact throughout the audience. Second thing was he introduced himself in his speech. So it's L1P3, it's the third project, and generally you can introduce yourself or tell a speech title. Not in speech title, like introduce yourself in your icebreaker speech, but when you're in your higher projects, it's better if you there is no need to introduce yourself because you're already being introduced by the MC, the general evaluator or the Toastmaster of the game. And another suggestion that another improvement that I would suggest Toastmasters marshals to try to increase the duration of your speech because it was actually very short and there was one audience interaction in the beginning of the speech, but apart from that there was no audience reaction, audience interaction maintained throughout the speech. So I would encourage him to use more of audience interaction and try to incorporate a little more humor in his speech. Overall, I would say Toastmaster Marshall presented a very relatable speech. However, he could improve in eye contact and increasing the duration of the speech. So, thank you. Back to General.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arati. Next is Toastmaster Arati.
Alright, everyone, I'm back. Toastmaster City. First of all, brilliant speech. What a case study. Emotional intelligence, great talk. And I would like to emphasize this. Emotional intelligence, one thing you brought throughout the speech was the B factor, which makes sense. People, it's all about people. Emotional quotient, emotional intelligence. And you emphasize this one. Lovely face. Must have. It's not optional. As a leader, it's a must have quality to work with your team. I love that. You had a bit of difficulty with the eye contact, I would say, because there was plenty of it. But there was a period of time in between where it was this side. But apart from that, great work. On stage, I would like to be moved about this more because I get it. Standing here makes you feel secure in the center. Moving about makes you feel a bit more natural. But apart from those points, your speech objective, just to deliver speech purpose, I think we all agree. She did amazing. Your speech is one of the most intense speeches I have seen research-wise. It delivered it so naturally. I haven't seen that. That was amazing. So, if there was any point I could possibly offer you, is the script. You stuck to it perfectly. Audience interaction, plenty of it. We all felt it. There were, I think, 7 or 8, which is a great point because a lot of us missed that in our earlier speeches. So that's a good point to have. But one point I noticed is when you kept trying to stick to the script, you kept veering off, as in your attention wasn't on us. So my only point of change would be, think of it this way. None of us knew what to do. Well, I did because of my bad. But that doesn't matter. You don't have to stick to this. You can improvise as long as your points. And Dr. told me, the only thing I would wish was if you brought him back once, because the way he interacted with the speech, he said for a big introduction. But if you brought him back, that would be great. Apart from that, you drove through each point as if you were knitting almost. You were making a mind map almost. Like a spider's web, everything connected, everything there. And I think we all felt that. So, very well done. Congratulations.
Next will be Toastmasters.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Roshni, and I was Toastmaster Parents in Rural Area for the Level 1 project titled In the Voice. To be truly honest, I did not want to evaluate this speech once 6 months to start because I wanted to enjoy it. It was a very energetic start, and I was enraptured. I was paying attention to you without noting anything down, and I was like, wait, no, I need to note things down. I evaluated it. So a very, very energetic start, and I like the conclusion as well. So I like that you ended out with something that you take away, the entire story, and it beautifully wrapped up in a single sentence. So very well done on the scripting. And now moving on to the main objective for this level, that is vocal variety and body language. It's obvious it was very, very well done speech with very good movement. Though I did feel that you were moving around a little too much in the beginning of the speech. So I felt that there was a little too much movement from left to right, but towards the end you sort of found your pace. So as the standard Toastmasters movement, what they suggest for moving around is you move from this little triangle around the stage, and I think you settle into that towards the end. So I think the next time, if you can practice your movement around a little bit, it will be really, really, really sweet. I think your vocal projection as well was very good, and there was quite a lot of good enunciation, so we could feel the emotions you were feeling, and that comes under vocal variety. Now, one thing that I haven't seen in a lot of L1 P3s that I've evaluated is very good facial expression. I love your facial expressions when you said, that's really bad grammatical, and there are so many other cases that I found out that it was very nice example of vocal variety. And audience engagement, I really enjoyed it. There were a lot of moments of audience engagement, even during the speech. So usually people stick to in at the beginning and towards the end, but you were able to pepper it throughout the speech, and I think that was quite beautiful. Now, an important con in your speech that I would say was you were using uninformal language, words like gonna, damn, and I think I have, this has been a feedback I've given you before. So please try to stick to more formal language. I think the same way you can script a little bit more formally as well. I like this a lot because it helps with audience engagement. But if you stick to a little bit, if your speech is crafted a little more formally, that would help it go to bigger places like in ISC or somewhere else where you add in more grammatical flair. And I think you can pace your speech out a little bit more. It was very well delivered, but a little bit slower, a little bit more basic might have just made it a lot better. Now to sum it all up, great speech, great vocal variety and body language, so you surpass your level of flying colors. I think you can work on how much you move around, use formal language, and pace your speech out a little bit. Thank you.
That's all for the evaluation. Thank you to all the individual evaluators. Now let's get to the tag team reports. First will be the timer Toastmaster.
I would like to apologize for my earlier reports because only after I sat there, I realized I didn't even tell you what I used timer cards for. I didn't bring them with me and simply assumed, yeah, everyone knows it's going to be fine, whatever. Okay, so getting to the reports. For our dispatch speeches, we have Toastmaster Himanshu spoke for 3 minutes and 55 seconds. Toastmaster Sri spoke for 4 minutes and 48 seconds. And Toastmaster Kalyani for 6 minutes and 22 seconds. Our individual evaluators, Toastmaster Aarti spoke for 2 minutes and 22 seconds. Toastmaster Aditya spoke for 2 minutes and 14 seconds. And Toastmaster Subhashini for 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Favorite topics, we have Toastmaster Sean spoke for 1 minute and 26 seconds. Toastmaster Rishi spoke for 1 minute and 22 seconds. Toastmaster Pujashri spoke for 45 seconds. Toastmaster Namita spoke for 2 minutes and 7 seconds. Guest Abhiram for 1 minute and 57 seconds. Toastmaster Anand for 1 minute and 24 seconds. Guest Sai for 1 minute and 21 seconds. And Toastmaster Vela for 1 minute and 20 seconds. That's about it. So I wanted to mention, every time Toastmaster Kalyani said inner voice, communicating to your inner voice, I communicate better. I'm very sorry.
Now the accountant Toastmaster Pranav Bharti will give us.
Well, we had a lot of speakers today and a lot of viewers too. Let me start. Toastmaster Himanshu had 4 so's, 4 likes, 8 ands, 8 ers, and 2 years. Toastmaster Siri had 40 ers and ums, 1 so and 1 like. Toastmaster Aditya Samant had 2 so's and 1 but. Toastmaster Kalyani had 2 so's, 3 wells, 2 ands, and 1 no. Toastmaster Sean had 3 so's, 1 1 right, 1 yeah. Toastmaster Rishi had 7 ers and 2 ums. Toastmaster Pujashri had 2 ums, 4 ers, and 2 ands. Toastmaster Namita had 3 ers, 2 so's, and 3 likes. Guest Abhiram had 22 ers, 6 likes, 4 so's and 2 ands. Toastmaster Anand had 1 ya, 2 so's and 1 Toastmaster Subhashini had 6 so's and 6 ers. Guest side had 2 likes and 2 1 and. Toastmaster Vedavashini had, sorry, 5, 8 ers, 2 probably, and Toastmaster Aarti had 10, 14 ers, 2 so's and 1 and. So, thank you.
Next, the Romanian Toastmaster Ashok.
Okay, so firstly, disclaimer, I've done a very bad job as a comedian. And I blame it on the house play, which was nothing else but us. And sorry, Kalyani, you did not think of my inner voice properly. My inner voice is how to get rid of this house play. But I did still end up grabbing a few notes. So on the prepared speech note, watching a movie, in the context it was plural, so watching movies. Very hyped up could have been used as very overwhelmed. Catering a good team could have been catering to a good team. Motivates you a bit too much should have been motivates you to a great extent. And when it comes to good uses in the prepared speech, it was intoxicated in my comfort zone. Like that. Apart from that, again, I blame the house play. Sorry once again. In the TTMs, before 10 years, I got an injury. No, it could have been I got an injury 10 years back. Myself and Aditya should have been Aditya and I. And in the individual evaluation session should have been increase length, duration of speech, length and duration are in the same context. So increase the duration of the speech would have been better. When it comes to what of lay usages, only Aditya I can.
That brings us to the end of the meeting. I would just like to make a few points. I would just like to give a few points first. First of all, let's make sure all of us give a handshake to anyone that is on stage before getting on and off the stage. And please make it a point to put your phones on silent. Coming to the prepared speech session, Himanshu, thank you for reminding us all to get out of the comfort zone. I do believe that it makes us a better person. Siri, thank you for giving us great tips to be a better leader and a better person. Kalyani, I love your stage presence, I love your energy. I was really engaged throughout the speech. Thank you, Toastmasters Subhashini, for giving us a last minute, very fun Thursday topic session. And all the tag team reports were very elaborate and concise. Okay, Toastmasters. And the evaluations are actually my favorite part of all the meetings. I think not just the speakers, even I learn a lot where I could make improvement. And that will be all for today. Thank you. Handing it over to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Shah.
Thank you to the tag team, the individual evaluators, the general evaluator. The forms link has been shared in the members group. Please vote. Please share the link to the guests if you have their numbers available. If you do not, then just please hand your phone to them out. Yes, Ivansh got time disqualified. So then to the prepared speakers, people who are planning a prepared speech as well, please make sure to speak for a minimum of 4 minutes 30 seconds and a maximum of 7 minutes 30 seconds. Ideally, try to aim for a time of 5 minutes. It works around there. Or about 5 minutes. Apart from that, thank you to everyone for attending today's meeting. Tomorrow, if by happenstance, if in a moment of serendipity, you find yourself in AB1 in the evening, please feel free to join us for our executive committee installation to be held tomorrow in Acharya Hall at 4:50 p.m. If you do happen to be in AB1 at 4:50 a.m., you should probably head back to your home to sleep. So, yes, the prepared speakers, Roshni, Himanshu, your speech on going out of your comfort zone. It was very interesting speech. Thank you very much. Toastmaster Siri, your speech on emotional quotient and its use in leadership. Excellent. Toastmaster Kalyan, your inner voice speech. Again, an excellent speech. My inner voice told me wants to open an umbrella in the middle of a lab session. I might have nearly taken out mine and my neighbor's eye in the process. It didn't happen, and luckily the professor didn't see. So they're good on that, I guess. Yes. Now for a commercial break while I vote. I would like some feedback from the guests while we wait. Yes. Yes, Abraham, would you like to give us some feedback regarding the session?
It's good. It's my first place to be there, and I like. I don't know the name, sorry, but I like his performance.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead.
Somebody asked what crazy that is some skill which we need to develop now.
That's why we hold.
Whether we prepare a topic from making a structured speech on spot is something challenging and
I hope to see all of you in future sessions as well. Like I remember. Very good. Yeah, all good. Please pass me the results. We were supposed to have someone join us online. It's a person who's been messaged. I've been messaged multiple times. They're gonna join a meeting, and then I wanted to see their face. Okay, now for the results. Suspense. What do you guys want first? The best speaker. Well, the best individual evaluator was Toastmaster Aditya. The best table topic speaker was Toastmaster Roshni. The best prepared speaker was Toastmaster Kalyani. The best role player was Toastmaster Subhashini. And the best auxiliary role player was Toastmaster Ashwin. Congratulations to all of the winners of the meeting number 306. I hope to see you again tomorrow for our executive committee installation. That's about it, and I'm supposed to. With that, I declare meeting number 306 closed. Please join us on the stage for a photograph.